We are going live right now, Skywalkers. And I am going to now share that we are live. Whee! Uh-oh. And turn off the sound. All right. So, I'll share that we're live so that you guys can join me. How about that? And Richard's coming too. Don't you worry. He's coming. So, if you're just joining me, then please let me know where you are coming from. I want to know. I want to know right now. Where are you guys coming from? Oh, here comes Richard in his pajamas.
Dang straight. I brought an R2 set of ears if you want to wear those.
Aw. Okay. I can wait. You're wearing the R2 ears.
Yeah. 3POs.
Oh, those are the old school ears.
These are the vintage ones.
Those are the vintage
This
ears.
is first wave.
Yes, indeed. All right, here. I'm going to share. Meanwhile, let's ask them where they are coming from.
Hey, the second person.
Woohoo!
Hey guys, we're going to begin episode 282 in just a few moments.
Yep.
We're sharing the program right now. Got a lot to go over. Hi, hey.
Hey! All
There's
for
Eric.
sci-fi, yeah.
Hey there, Eric.
Hey!
Good that you're joining us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Woo.
How are things over on your side of the valley? Hope you're staying safe.
Live
And
now.
quarantined.
Uh-oh, is this off? Oh, it should be off. There we go.
As we are now too. So
Yeah.
unlike the last couple of
Quiet.
quiet, yes, very. It's been quiet, but not too quiet.
No?
We've been really busy.
Oh, yeah, we're so busy. Like, it's crazy. Oops.
Yeah, even though work
Crazy.
has stopped, there's other things to keep us from going insane. Luckily, we have all you guys out there. You guys keep us sane. If it weren't for you,
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd be doing.
I know. Yeah,
Fuck,
like this makes us, it keeps us, exactly, it
Yeah,
keeps us sane. Keeps us on like a, what day is it path? Oh, it's, whatever day. I guess we should,
Every morning we wake up, it's like, what day is it?
I know.
Does it matter? Well, Kelly just joined us.
Oh, good. What was I going to do? Oh, yes.
As you can tell, I'm wearing my pajamas.
Yes, you are.
Do you need to change? You don't need to change. Why? Why bother changing or shaving?
I did take a shower this morning. It felt good.
Yeah, I know.
Although the stack of
Hey,
cloth,
Courtney.
the stack of cloth you see there is stuff that I'm going to make masks out of. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, one more thing to
In
add
fact,
to
I've
our
got-
busy schedules.
Got 16 of them in the process of being made right here. This is what they look like when they're done. So there you go.
So Joanne's Fabric Store, we're
two.
giving away some bits of fabric.
Some of the fabric which I used to kind of help make my template, and then I went through all our fabric in
We've
the
got
back
drawers and drawers and drawers full of fabric.
to see what samples would be available. So, and then also to make it easy, Joanne said just bring back your finished masks to them, and they'll figure out where to put them, which is awesome because I don't want to go to a hospital if I don't have to, right? Like,
Let's put the show notes up here.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so luckily they'll do that work. We just make them, and when I say we, I mean Sarah.
That's okay. You know what? Yesterday was awesome. I spent an hour trying to figure out how to make the first one because that's always like the hard part, and then you get a system down. But like I watched episodes of Timeless while waiting for all the Timeless people to do their live
The
stream.
viewing party.
Yeah, the Timeless viewing party. And if you haven't seen that show, Timeless, it's like amazing. And I watched like 3 episodes as I was sewing. So
Yeah, that's the kind of show you can watch. It's like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
yeah,
You can keep on watching, and every time you watch it, you get just as much enjoyment out of it as you did the first time.
yeah, people love it too. Oh, good. Yeah,
Yeah, it
this
never
show,
gets old. You always see something new and different.
And you learn about history, which I love. I
Yeah.
find it fascinating.
Yeah, social studies and histories, two
You didn't like
two
it?
subjects for some reason I could never get into in school.
Really? I was so
I think
into
now
it.
if I went back, it's like, oh, I love this stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, you know what? I'm gonna blame the teachers.
I was going to say, it might be your teachers, because my teachers were awesome.
I had great teachers, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna blame them anyway because
Okay.
I don't know if they're still alive. So it's all their fault.
Okay. Well, my teachers had us, like when we were studying the Revolution, the American Revolution, they had us split the class into teams, like the rebels versus the Tories. And it was awesome. We had like this big debate, and I was a rebel, and I was like, dude, no, it's the rebels or nothing. And I was, yeah, it was so
We did
cool.
something like that when I was in like 8th grade.
Yeah.
And we put on this play
Uh-huh.
about the different sanctions of whatever it was. Only I didn't know that what we were doing because I was barely present, and so the night of the play, I wasn't there because I didn't know about it. I'm sure I knew about it, but I was hardly keeping interest
Wow.
in what was going on in school. You know, to my credit, it was 1983. You don't do a play at the same time you're releasing Return of the Jedi. So I had other things to think about.
I see.
So the next day, my teacher and all my classmates, they were livid. They were so mad at me because I didn't show up. And show up to what? Rich, the play. The play? What are you talking?
So bad.
We've been working on this for the last 3 weeks. Seriously? Wow. I was not a good student. I was not a good student at all.
No, you weren't.
No, boy. That year of school was not easy for me. Then again, I didn't attend a lot of the 8th grade.
You're so weird. I was a model student.
Oh, not me. From February to June, I was barely in school.
I'm trying to think, like, what kind of a Hogwarts student would that make you? I was definitely, like, a Ravenclaw type when I was in school. You know, like, always did my assignments, always wanted to get the good grades and learn everything.
In what house do you find students who couldn't be bothered?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think of. I don't know. Like, Hufflepuffs are very loyal. The Slytherins are the ones who try to get ahead. Maybe not, like they're very, what is that called? They're ambitious, but and then there's the Gryffindors who are brave. Did someone talk? Did someone say something?
That was Eric saying that you're keeping me.
I'll keep you on
track.
Oh, let me get some water. Do you want anything?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah, so in February of '83, that's when they premiered Star Wars on HBO and Cinemax and Showtime. And it's like, I'm not going to school during this. And then comes May, and the release of Return of the Jedi. So, yeah, I don't know how I made it out of 8th grade. I got no idea how I even made it so I didn't have to go to summer school. Yeah. 9th grade, we just started all over again. But, you know, look, here I am, you know.
Oh, this is better. There's some Meyer lemons in here from our neighbors.
If there were to be a new house in Hogwarts for students like me who just wanted to do the next thing.
Yeah, I'm trying. So Teresa's there.
I'm distracted. The distraction.
Teresa, what kind? If Richard was distracted and not always like.
It's like, you know what? I know the things that you're teaching are important, but not important to me.
Right. So what kind of what house should he be? Slytherin, Jesus.
To this day, I could not do a parallelogram. Why would you ever need that? Why would you ever need algebra? Unless you're going to be an engineer. Hope no kids are watching this. Well, if you're not going to be an engineer or something that uses those equations, why do you need to know what A plus B equals M means? Why?
Equals C.
Why does it ever... See?
He's a Slytherin. Interesting. Okay.
See, that's if I showed up, maybe I would know that. But I was out there watching Jedi, and so far I can say that's got me a whole lot further than algebra 103.
All right. So you were in the room of requirement, goofing off.
I wasn't goofing off.
Well, not goofing off, but doing your thing.
Yeah, doing my thing. I didn't just hang out in the parking lot.
Right.
I've never been a hanger outer. No. So when I wasn't at school, I was doing something else that to me was very productive.
Okay. Yes.
Like I did a lot of writing when I was away from school. I'd sit home. I would just write stuff.
Oh.
So
okay.
I was honing those skills. And not having to learn chemistry.
Right.
You add talcum powder to gasoline. I'll never have an option to do that.
Have you ever taken the Pottermore quiz?
Never.
I don't think you have.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the quiz that tells you what house you're in.
Yeah. All right.
Definitely a Slytherin. Everyone's calling you a Slytherin. Okay.
But Slytherins are mean.
No, not necessarily. No, they use like they're ambitious and they use any means necessary sometimes to get ahead.
Okay, that's any means necessary. That's a good way to put it.
Right.
Whatever
and
gets you
there. And
there.
it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, if you have morals.
Okay.
But yeah, so there you go.
So they'll do whatever they have to do to get ahead, and
Yeah. And
You
they
should.
also kind of make good of bad situations or so. I don't know. All right, he should. Yeah, he should. Okay, we'll make him take
you know
it.
whatever it takes to get there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
And that's the way I
We'll
live
let
my
you know,
life.
guys. We'll let you
Yeah.
know.
Can you put these comments down here?
Yes, I think I can. Hold on.
So they're all saying I should take this Pottermore. What's this Pottermore?
Well, it's not called ambitious and cunning,
cunning.
and proud. Okay.
Okay.
All right, can you see this or do you need it higher?
Oh no, that's good.
Bigger. This is good?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure?
Mhm.
I don't like seeing us though. It's creeping me
Well,
out.
can you put the comments down there?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah. Ooh.
I know. Lots of business people are still there. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, because you kind of have to be. You can't be nice all the time when you're in business. Okay. Gotta lay down the law. All right, now that we've gone on this Harry Potter tangent, but what am I? That's what I want to
you're
know.
Gryffindor all the way. Well, I don't.
But,
I
see,
don't
that's
know
the
these well
thing.
enough.
So Gryffindor, I want to be Gryffindor, but I really don't think I am. And I've taken the quiz, and I've gotten like all the different ones each time.
Yeah,
so,
you and Hermione would get along very well.
Right.
And I think you two would be in the same house.
Okay. Well, she's Gryffindor, but okay.
Yeah, that's what I say, Gryffindor.
Do people who walk around Disney with a binder and Teresa thinks I'm a Hufflepuff, which is loyal, and they like, people. They try to be nice to everybody.
That's you
They're
too.
I know, right? But then there's the Ravenclaw part of me, like when I'm in school, it's very like focused on grades and stuff like that, and being smart and all that.
Can you be a floater?
I think I changed because I think I was maybe a Ravenclaw, but now I'm not.
Every year, can you go to a different house?
I wish. That would be cool, man. You could still be smart in different houses. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Hufflepuff is cute. I just don't I like their colors the least. I'm sorry, Teresa. The
What,
yellow.
Hufflepuff?
Yeah. Gryffindor, I like the colors the most. It's the red and gold.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. Now that we're on this tangent, what are you guys while we figure this out? Let's see. Okay, so I think our levels are good. So this is ready.
Test.
There's only an hour left on here. That's
Oh.
not going to be enough. All right, hold on. All right, you talk to them. Tell, you can be more than one, yeah.
Hufflepuff.
I know you're a Hufflepuff. What else are you guys? Tell us.
Well, if you're in one house in the beginning, people change, especially in your adolescence.
Well, yeah, I know. But you can't
grow and
change
mature,
houses,
you find your
technically.
own self. So can you change into another house?
But you can be like a Grifferin. Or a...
Kelly's a Gryffindor.
Or a Huffle... Oh, cool. Kelly's a Gryffindor. So read it out loud while I do this.
Courtney says that she's a Hufflepuff with Slytherin tendencies.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty fun. Have him take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
What are you?
Eric, what are you?
Eric? We want to know. While I delete this. 281. Do you want to keep this ADR? I don't know what this is.
For what? March 18th? Oh, we can get rid of that.
Nick Bailey, we're done with that,
Yes.
right? All done. We have to delete some content, y'all, so that we can make room
We
on
have
our card for
Way more than an hour to go through with y'all, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey. Awesome. Oh, same. What did...
I was the same in school, Richard, as I was a working actor, and my head was elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you're at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, I can see that. See, I tend to
But Eric, you went to what do you call it? A performance school, right?
Oh.
That would have been awesome.
Oh, Jordan's asking some questions.
What happened?
And Ravenclaw is Glenn Stein.
Glenn Stein is Ravenclaw. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, thoughts on Disney closed down? Well,
I'm glad, honestly.
It closed in Disney in Anaheim and Orlando, but opened up here in our living room.
Oh, right.
So if it was ever going to close down, I can say that this would be the time for us because our annual passes had just run out like 2 days before it closed.
Yeah, although apparently everyone's extending the annual pass, but you can't stop the payments, so.
So
Yeah, we're kind of
Yeah.
glad.
we're not glad. We're just glad for our own selves that it happened when it happened.
Jordan, we care. We're glad Disney closed down.
Yeah.
It's an exponential curve, this
But we're
virus.
sad that you people can't be there.
Yes. Yes. That's something to take very seriously. All right. So that should do it.
And I miss seeing people's posts about how they're at Disney and on Rise of the Resistance and where they are and their boarding pass.
I always would look at the app like, oh,
Yeah.
what boarding group are they on now? None of that right now. Sad.
So it'll
Okay.
open soon enough.
It will.
The world will open soon enough. We'll all get on with our lives soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Oddly enough, right before this pandemic started, I thought, I wish I had some free time to do these other little side projects. Be careful what you wish for.
Like for my birthday.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you have the free time, now you're spending your free time wondering when can you go shopping?
Mm-hmm.
How soon will you run out of
Yes.
anything?
Yeah. Well, we treated a trip to Sam's Club like a trip to Disneyland. Like, okay, got to get there an hour before opening. And yep.
Yeah, we're asking everyone where they are in their boarding passes. They have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, right. Isn't there a fast pass for this? No, only for 65 plus.
Yeah.
All right.
They should have named this pandemic Order 66.
Oh.
Would that have been something?
Yeah.
Rope drop.
Road
grocery
drive.
store.
Nice.
That's what it was because when they opened up the doors, they had to walk you
Yeah,
to
they
the
wouldn't
aisles.
let you run. They had to they cleared you around the side of the store over to the paper products and the water, and then once you got that, you could let loose in the store. But
Hey, tomorrow is Kelly's birthday.
let's. Oh, cool. Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kelly. Happy birthday to you.
Woohoo.
I'm sorry that on your birthday I couldn't stay in key.
You didn't at all.
Not at all. Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever.
All right, recommend we do for the virus. Actually, also drink hot liquids with apple cider vinegar and lemon and honey. That's like the best thing you can do if you feel something in your throat, because that can kill the virus before it gets down to your lungs. And I think I might have done that last week because, I felt something in my throat. I did that, and I gargled with salt water and stuff, and it's all gone now. All right. We ready? I'm going to hit record.
Okay. Got a little tea stuck in here.
I know. My voice is still, my voice is better, you guys, but it gets tired.
Kelly is saying thank you. I think she means you.
Rosemary tea. Yeah. But, apple cider vinegar, honey,
All right.
lemon.
So, with the show today, what we're going to be talking about is the Legacy of Skywalker, that 2-hour documentary that was included in the digital release of The Rise of Skywalker. Has everyone seen that? Oh, what a treat.
That was
What a
cool.
treat for the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. They keep knocking it out of the park.
Okay.
Okay, just
Are
let you
you
know,
ready?
and we'll be talking about the Clone Wars and some other fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Are we ready?
Okay.
All right. Teresa, you are a moderator, so
Yeah.
do what you want to do. All right, here we go.
Go to it, Teresa.
This is what you can look forward to on episode 282 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, Skywalkers! Alright, show of hands. How many of you are still in your pajamas while listening to this show? I can tell you that as we're recording this show, we're in our pajamas.
Yep.
And, we always look forward to that silver lining. We always look at that silver lining in everything that we do. And when the president tells you that you can wear your comfy clothes 24/7, well, you must obey. So, with that, let's welcome everyone to Skywalking Through Neverland. We are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom. I am Richard Wolofsky, But now, everyone, please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, who has a voice this week.
I do! It gets tired a little easier, but yay! Thanks to some lemon and some tea and some honey, it's all better now, so awesome. All right, Skywalkers, well, it is time. We love this every week. It's time to give you guys a big Wookiee hug to our family of Skywalkers. And we also are looking at you, SkyTubers, who are watching us live on YouTube right now. We want to thank you all for listening to the show every single week, and we love it when you share our joy in this adventure through fandom.
Now, we are recording this from Long Beach, California on March the 24th. March the 24th, 2020. Now, Sarah, how many more days until Wonder Woman 1984?
I don't know. Is it coming out on time?
Not anymore.
Oh no!
Was coming out in June, but it was just announced today that Wonder Woman 1984 will be coming out on August the 14th, 2020.
Okay, cool.
And hopefully they will stick to that.
All right.
And that is only 143 more days.
Okay, wow.
I think that's the first of many films that will be pushed, that were coming out in June.
Right. Well, I think this is the first that's been announced an actual opening date.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Now, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to Disney parks around the world. Best of all, this service is free of charge. So, head to smallworldvacations.com for a no-obligation price quote and tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you. And I have a feeling when all this is over, they're going to be swamped with requests.
Yeah, because that's what we will all need after a vacation from being shut in.
A vacation from the court-ordered vacation.
Yeah, we need a vacation from the court-ordered vacation?
Yeah, not that it's court-ordered, but it's just fun to say.
Yeah, it is. All right, Richard, so what's coming up on this episode?
Well, coming up on... Excuse me. Now, coming up on this episode, we will be breaking down the awesome documentary that came with the digital release of The Rise of Skywalker. So much great footage packed into this 2-hour plus documentary that features plenty of footage from the original trilogies.
That was so cool to see.
Where do they keep finding this stuff?
I know. And it's stuff you haven't seen?
No.
Wow.
And I would have said before this, I have seen all of the original trilogy behind-the-scenes footage or unused footage. I was wrong. Mm-hmm. And the name of this documentary is The Legacy of Skywalker. And it's on YouTube.
Is it The Skywalker Legacy?
The Skywalker Legacy.
Okay. And the name...
Hey, you go with this part.
What, and the name? And the name of this documentary is called The Skywalker Legacy.
Now, we also have... Let's do that part again.
Okay. I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, we should say that coming up.
Okay.
Now, coming up on this episode, we will be breaking down the awesome documentary that came with the digital release of The Rise of Skywalker. This documentary is called The Skywalker Legacy, and you must see it. There's so much great footage packed into this 2-hour plus documentary. So much footage from the original trilogy, so much behind the scenes footage and deleted footage. Where do they keep finding this stuff? I don't know.
I don't know either, and if you haven't seen it, Richard, that means they've truly found something new.
And you know what that also means?
What?
There could be more.
Oh.
More stuff to be put on the big giant 27-disc Skywalker Saga box set.
Wow.
I'm hoping they held a little bit back from that for that.
I would think so. Well, also on this episode, we have shout-outs, a Skywalker of the Month, and things we want to share. That was me hitting him.
Yes. I'm looking at Teresa's awesome work as a moderator.
Yeah. We're out in August. I hope so, Justin. I hope so.
Yeah, we're wishful thinking.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Do you need water?
No,
Are you good?
no, it's got a little water stuck in here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready?
No.
Read those comments.
I know. All right, ready? Go ahead.
Okay. Now, last week, SlashFilm.com has reported that Rosario Dawson was playing Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian Season 2. And we posted this conversation in our Skywalking Through Neverland Facebook group, and the response was overwhelming. Everyone had something to say about it, everyone but Ashley herself.
Until now. All right, you guys, today, Ashley made a statement on Instagram, and specifically, it was a pretty long statement, but we want to read the part that's specifically about Ahsoka Tano. So here she goes. Last week, a rumor was released about Ahsoka Tano being in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I read all of your questions and comments about this story, and thank you for your patience as I've taken the much-needed time to sort out these questions. The truth is, I am not involved in The Mandalorian. I can't answer questions for something I have not been a part of. I am an actress and I have performed in all types of mediums: live action, film, television, theater, voiceover, hosting, and it has been my dream for 14 years to continue to play Ahsoka Tano in all forms. I will continue to be grateful for opportunities to help create stories for Ahsoka, and I am always happy to see her legacy continue. I am only one member of a tremendously talented team of people that it takes to bring Ahsoka Tano to life. The final decisions for Ahsoka are not mine to make, and I cannot comment on something that I truly know nothing about.
Now go back to that first sentence. What does it say?
Last week, a rumor was released about Ahsoka Tano being in Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
A rumor. A rumor, she says.
Right.
And other reports say that Rosario Dawson has a guest starring role.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to make here is that nothing is certain.
Right, and even though Variety confirmed it also, they didn't say any kind of source or anything like that, and StarWars.com has not announced it, which normal Star Wars news, that's where you look to.
And going back to your Variety comment, usually Variety will say, we got this confirmed from someone on the set, from someone in production. The source came from. This time it just said a source.
Okay.
So the pieces are there, they're just not put together.
Right.
So we don't exactly know what is going on.
Right, and neither does Ashley, which
No.
this kind of helps out, like, in so really, do we think now, because of Ashley's statement, that this is more of a rumor?
She says a rumor.
Well, she doesn't know anything about it.
Right, but she's not saying that it is confirmed because we don't know this just yet. And looking on Rosario Dawson's IMDb page, it's not listed there, and usually stuff like that is put up there quicker than they can take it down. So so there's that one piece that we need to connect all these dots. But now, as an extra wrench, in an interview on discussingfilm.com dated March the 20th of 2020, Ashley Eckstein said, Ahsoka's stories are far from over. It's my hope that we get to continue to tell her story in all mediums. I just hope we get more, and I hope I get to still be involved.
That would be my dream. Yeah.
That would be my dream, that I get to continue to be involved for as long as they continue her storyline. But who knows when this interview was actually conducted.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Matt Tapasio makes a really good point here in our YouTube live. If Ahsoka were to make her live-action debut, I would want it to be her own show and not a guest star in The Mandalorian.
But that's what they do for spinoffs. They introduce someone like Cara Dune in one popular show, then they spin her off to her own show, just so she gets more of a following. Because if there was going to be a Cara Dune show, it's like, oh, okay, I'm interested. But now that we've seen her on The Mandalorian, we're more interested to see her in her new show.
And we'd want that same actress.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Just like going back to the 70s with Laverne and Shirley, they in Mork from who went on to do Mork and Mindy, they started on Happy Days. They found their popularity level. It's like, okay, these people, these characters are popular enough to spin off into spin-off shows.
Right.
So let's go and do that. Later on, they had Chachi. Chachi was a huge Happy Days phenomenon. So they spun him off.
Yep.
So it's the same thing here. And I believe that Ahsoka will only have a small cameo. She won't be a character like Cara Dune from season 1, but she'll have a very small part. Do you recall in Clone Wars season 3 where they showed a very brief image of Darth Maul in the
Right.
Night Sister arc?
Yeah, something like
And
that.
then cut away.
Well, even a small cameo would amount to like Solo, a Star Wars story, and Darth Maul at the very end of that. Like he's a hologram, you know. So I almost could see them do something like that where Rosario plays the face of Ahsoka in a hologram, but the voice could very well be Ashley Eckstein, but hasn't been recorded yet just because you don't need the voice right away.
I can say that would never be done because someone like Rosario Dawson, she's a name actress, and she's not going to have her role be compromised by another actress because she wants to make her decisions for this role. So she can't really say that she's ever played Ahsoka because it wouldn't be all her. And seeing how she's a pretty big name where she would have that kind of pull to say yes or no, I don't think she would ever go for something like that. Now, personally, for me, if Ashley's not in that role, it's gonna take a lot to pull me over
Right.
into believing that this is Ahsoka. Can't say until we've seen it, but I still want. You see someone else in that orange Togruta makeup. It's like it's not Ashley Eckstein. I'm not really 100% there. Now, at this point in the timeline of The Mandalorian, Ahsoka would be about 45 years old. And I know Ashley's not as old as that, but that doesn't matter. With enough makeup and digital makeup, you can have them look any way you want.
Plus, she's an alien.
Exactly,
So,
exactly,
like,
yeah.
what really is to say what 45-year-old Togruta looks like?
Well, exactly. Good point.
And plus, honestly, I'm Ashley's age. We are 6 months apart, and we're not that far from 45.
Yes, you are.
Well,
But still, with makeup on, if special effects makeup can take away the age, can decrease the age, can de-age, well, it can add on a few more years. And once again, under all that makeup and the headdress,
right.
it wouldn't really
Like,
matter. Now, I like Rosario Dawson. I've loved what she's done in the Marvel shows and the Defenders and Luke Cage and Daredevil. Thought she was very underused in those shows. But I do like her acting style. She's right there. She's got that in-your-face personality. But other actresses that I'd like to see in the role of Ahsoka Tano, if not
What?
gonna be Ashley, if not gonna, you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
If not gonna be Ashley Eckstein,
Blasphemy.
I know, that's why there's asterisk, if Ashley were not to be playing that
Okay,
role.
you should have led with that.
I could see Halle Berry playing that role.
Okay.
I think of Storm from the X-Men. It's like, oh, okay, I can see that. My personal favorite, Brie Larson.
Well,
I think she would do awesome as Ahsoka.
interesting.
But they really wouldn't split the two between the Marvel films and this with such big roles. Juliette Lewis, she would make a. She was in Cape Fear. She was in California. She was in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But I can see her. I can see her in this. She's got a very her own style of acting, kind of dark, but yet it's out there. You can tell there's a lot of monologue going on in her head,
Okay.
and I could see Ahsoka being that way because at this point in time period, you can't just go blabbing out everything. You gotta really think things through. And I would put Juliette Lewis in that category. How about this one? Katie Sackhoff,
Who's that?
the voice of Bo-Katan.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's been in other genre films and TV shows. I could see her. Okay, get ready for this one. Zoe Saldana. I know you're mixing the streams with the Marvel movies.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess it's just proven that those action. Whoa! Oh my! Oh my goodness! I'm sorry.
Our YouTube camera just went ballistic.
Oh my goodness!
Apparently,
Sorry, you guys.
it's not liking what we're saying.
No. It's like no, stop!
Whoa.
You stop talking about anyone but Ashley as
Whoa, the
Ahsoka.
ghost of Ahsoka has haunted our camera arm.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, can I throw out one more name?
Okay, fine.
Summer Glau.
Okay.
What do you think of Summer Glau? She was the Terminator from the Sarah Connor Chronicles TV show.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
She's that petite little actress like Ahsoka, but yeah, she can kick some butt, some Terminator butt.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just I just don't like to think about it. I don't know. So I don't know. I have no comment yet.
Okay.
So, but Skywalkers, if you have a comment, please let us know, either in these comments right now or at Skywalking Pod.
Good. That was a fun discussion.
Yeah. And don't touch your face.
No, why do you say that? Because now, guess what I want to do?
Look, that's why I have this.
45-year-old Ahsoka's not so petite. Yeah, you're right. Having just seen
That
her.
just depends.
Yeah. Well, we saw her in Rebels. She wasn't as petite.
What are you talking about? Yeah, she was.
Well, you know what? She had that white cloak on. She had the big headdress.
Okay.
So she could have been. She was right next to Sabine, who's not that big herself.
Well, right. Well, she's a full-grown woman. I guess.
Now, someone else had made a comment about James Earl Jones.
Oh, yes.
Not being the body of Vader, but being doing the voice. But David Prowse and James Earl Jones, they weren't names back then.
Right.
With the way they are now. So you can get away with that. But a name actress like Rosario,
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, that wouldn't go over.
Okay. Woo! All right, Skywalkers. Well, let's talk about fun,
All right,
fun
so-
stuff.
Do you want to start off with this one now?
Sure. The Clone Wars Season 7 continues, and a new story arc began last week with the episode Gone with a Trace. This one features... What does it feature, Richard?
It features Ahsoka Tano, voiced by Rosario Dawson.
Wait, what? No, it doesn't.
Wait, who wrote that? Oh, you know what? The typo. I'm sorry. All right, we'll delete that part.
Good.
All right, now in this episode, Ahsoka Tano, voiced by Ashley Eckstein, she is no longer part of the Jedi Order and finds herself in the lower levels of Coruscant.
And the fortune cookie for this episode is, if there is no path before you, create your own.
That should be a mantra for anyone in the showbiz industry.
Yes!
Don't sit around, make it happen. In any kind of entertainment, or just in life.
I totally think of us for this fortune cookie, because that's what we've done.
Really? Now, Glenn Stein says this was the least Clone Wars episode of the Clone Wars. Oh, Glenn, you got to develop on that, because I don't disagree. I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Interesting. Okay. All right, so, Richard, why do you disagree with that?
Why do I disagree with that? Because you get a lot of action.
Well, no.
And you get a lot of character development, and a lot of Clone Wars episodes were knee deep in both of those elements.
Oh.
But I'm going to say that this was my favorite Clone Wars episode of all time.
Whoa, why is that?
Because if you look in the background of level 1313, you will see the Kenner Cantina action figures. Years and years I have campaigned for a Kenner action figure TV series, an animated show. And this would be like a great kickoff for that.
All the cameos?
Yeah.
Aww.
Well, no, this series would be just based on the Kenner action figures and their designs. But in this episode, Gone with a Trace, you see the Kenner action figures like Greedo, Walrus Man, Hammerhead, Blue Snaggletooth, but no Red Snaggletooth. And there's got to be a reason behind that, because if you already have the model for the Blue Snaggletooth, just use that, but make them small and changes color. So there's got to be a good reason why they didn't use the red snaggletooth.
Okay, interesting.
And we put out posts on our Skywalking Through Neverland Facebook group where I took screenshots wherever you saw these
Yes.
Kenner action figures in the background.
You were so excited. I was trying to listen to the dialogue, and you're over here next to me going, "Oh, oh, oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Shut up! I'm trying to listen to the episode."
Do you recall when we were at Celebration Anaheim, not Anaheim, but Chicago,
Okay.
and right before the Clone Wars panel, we were behind the scenes, and we saw Dave Filoni. And Dave Filoni, he was talking to Tracy Canobio, and I was dressed as Walrus Man,
Yes.
and he looks at me and smiles in one of those, oh, you just wait till you see what's coming up in
Oh.
this new season of Clone Wars.
Aw, that's cool.
At the time, it's like, I thought he was just appreciating the Kenner aspect, but he was giving me the, there's more to it than you think. And in one of those clips we saw at Celebration, we did see Walrus Man on one of those speeder bikes.
Okay.
As Ahsoka is going down the levels and she's losing control of her bike, and the pass by Walrus Man and on a speeder, and you see Hammerhead and Greedo on a land speeder.
That's awesome.
So it was right there. But do you recall seeing Walrus Man before in Clone Wars? He was in the third season in an episode called Missing in Action, where you see him just slumped against the wall, very drunk.
Okay. That's interesting.
So that's why this was one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Well, Glenn did come back and say that the reason he liked it, this was a good episode of television. He just thought it wasn't very Clone Wars in that there was no clones, no separatists, no Jedi. So,
Which is a good break.
yeah, it is, and I it's gonna build to that, I believe. I mean, we know where the Ahsoka arc is heading with
Right.
the Mandalorian. What is that? The Siege of Mandalore,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Well, I think this is a good time to step away since we had 4 heavy episodes
Yeah, on
with
War.
just the clones and the Bad Batch arc.
Yeah.
So now it's a good time to let's focus on Ahsoka. We all want to know where's she been, what's she been up to.
Yeah.
There's been books and comic books and such, but now we get to see it in a story form within a TV show.
Right.
For someone like me, that means a lot because I don't read that fast. All right, Sarah, where do you place this episode? Do you think it was a non-Clone Wars episode, or what did you think?
Yeah. So we're learning about new characters in this episode, and we're following a beloved character, Ahsoka. Now, after the episode ended, I was like a little underwhelmed. I think maybe just because the Bad Batch arc had ended on such a high, and this is clearly the beginning of another story arc. So it was definitely a first act. And even though I love Ahsoka, I was like kind of ho-hum on it until I talked with the fangirls about it. So we just released an episode of Fangirls Going Rogue where we talk about Gone with a Trace. And in our conversation, I grew to love this episode more because it's very nuanced. And specifically, Trisha pointed out how there's a lot of up and down motion in the episode, mirroring the arcs that the characters go through. Like Ahsoka, she's going down, down, down into, kind of the underworld of Coruscant as she's kind of descending from the Jedi Order into a new level of her character. And similarly, like later on, she and Trace are trying to capture that droid.
The demolition
binary
droid?
The binary load lifter demolition droid. And it keeps going down and up levels, and while they're chasing that droid. And so they are going in different levels and stuff. And similarly, like Trace is like yinning and yanging in her character journey through this episode. Like Trace sees her sister, Rafa, and Rafa is much like a Slytherin and will do anything to get ahead. Whereas Ahsoka has this very moral sense of right and wrong. And so Trace, you can tell, is kind of being pulled in either direction by that. Just like she was going on different levels. And then there's one point in the episode where Ahsoka is kind of looking up in that big round space where you
portal.
can the portal where you
Yeah.
can see the top of Coruscant and all the ships ascending to get out, and that moment is interesting too.
That was one of my favorite parts of the show where she just needs a second to think about, is this the right choice? Did I
Right.
make the right decision in leaving the Jedi Order? And she follows this one big cruiser as it's ascending to the top side,
Yes.
and she sees this little tiny pinprick of light, and she knows how far down she is, and what she had to go through to get there. But did she make the right decision? She knows that she did. However, that
Well-
little spot of light is just so far away now.
Right. And I mean, it's gotta, when you make a big life decision like that, there is those moments that you question it, you know?
Oh, exactly.
Absolutely. Anyone. So after conversation about it, I feel like it's more nuanced and I need to watch it again.
And I love also, that was a very good analogy. I love the fact that certain times she's like one of those dogs that want to just jump into play mode, but when the owner, that was a bad example, but when the I don't want to call a dog's owner an owner, a mom or a dad.
Okay.
When they say stay, no, and you can see that the dog wants to jump. That's like Ahsoka in this episode. I know, I told you, a bad analogy. And when Trace is being roughed up by Pinto and his henchmen, Ahsoka she just wants to join in the fight. She just wants to save her new friend. And finally, when Trace says, "Okay, you can join the fight now," and the henchman punches Trace, but Ahsoka catches it in the foreground of the shot. Oh, that gave me chills.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah, it's like,
cool.
okay, now it's time. It's time to show you what I'm all about. And even when she had to save Trace, who was on top of the demolition droid, that droid was falling, and she had to use the Force to bring it back up. It's like, I want to do this, but I can't because everyone will see, and they'll know that maybe I was once a Jedi.
Right.
Because
Right.
if you're using the Force, people will equate that in this time period with being a Jedi. And you've seen what Trace thought about the Jedi. Like she's told Ahsoka,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you don't want to be up there on top side with the Jedi's running around causing all these wars. And now Ahsoka's seeing this point of view from another vantage point.
Right.
'Cause she only saw it from the Jedi's point of view, and that's it. We're helping to save the galaxy. We're the guardians of the galaxy. And you ask someone on the separatist side, and they're like, hey, these Jedi's are just nothing but terrorists. But now you look at someone who has no stake in either side and see what their point of view is. And I thought that was a great moment because now Ahsoka is seeing how the world saw the Jedi's, and I think it's solidifying her belief that the Jedi Order is not what it was cracked up to be. Seeing how they just let her walk away.
Right. Right. Oh,
So
yeah.
that was a very emotional scene, and tons of it. There were a lot of emotional scenes going on in Ahsoka's head, which is what I was saying earlier about Juliette Lewis, who's got those inner monologues in her head. So does Ahsoka. She's got a lot to process and filter with everything that goes on.
Okay. Yeah, no, I really feel that, like, Ahsoka has a lot to grapple with, and you're right. Like, she sees all these different points of view all of a sudden after having been raised with one way of life, one point of view. Like, this is a whole new world for her. No pun intended.
Now, Glenn Stein says, as a YouTuber, as a SkyTuber, I would equate this to a Boba Fett-centered episode with Cad Bane, Aurra Sing, Bosk, etc., which do exist in some format, which would continue a story from the Clone Wars, but not be Clone Wars. You're right, it's not a down knee-deep in the Clone Wars battle,
Right.
but it's great to take a step back and discover a character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the arc with the younglings and Ahsoka. You know,
Yeah,
she took the
exactly.
younglings out and into the world, and you got to see that whole journey.
Yeah, right over there to Ilum and choose your Kyber crystal.
Yeah.
Now, here's a sign of the times moment.
Okay.
when Trace's sister Rafa goes to shake the hand of that blue Twi'lek, when they make that business deal about making the droids, did you quiver?
We both did. Because you're not supposed to touch hands?
No, you can't shake hands. Not today. You can't.
Yeah, yeah.
So whenever we see a show or a movie where people are shaking hands, it's always like, no, back away.
Or hugging
Yeah.
or something. It's like, stop.
But both of us, when they cut to that close up of the two shaking hands, we both went, ah.
Yes, yes. Well, I do have a favorite moment in this episode.
Oh.
Should I share that?
Oh, please.
Okay, well, you were talking earlier about how Trace, she's being beat down by Pintu's thugs, and Ahsoka steps in only when Trace asks for her help, like being held back like a dog.
Which was a bad analogy, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, well, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense of the motivation of the character.
You know why it came to mind? Because people are posting so many puppy videos.
Yeah, puppy and kitties.
I get puppies on the mind.
Yeah, kitties who are in day 1,256 of isolation. Right. Yeah. Well, so Ahsoka at the end of the battle where she, kicks butt, Trace asks her how she could do that. And Ahsoka says, my older brother taught me. And it took me a beat before I realized that Ahsoka was talking about Anakin. And I was like, oh man. So I wonder how often moving forward she'll refer to Anakin or mention Anakin, even in that offhand way, like she just did right there.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah.
Speaking of that fight with the henchman, that last kick to the
groin?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
I don't see Ahsoka doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they don't use this when it comes to live action. This is so un-Ahsoka-like.
Well, she wasn't a Jedi anymore, so she could do what she could.
No, but still, I think she wouldn't. She's got more tricks up her sleeve that she wouldn't have to resort to that. Yeah. Maybe as a guy, he's like, oh, okay, didn't need to see that.
Oh, that was funny. Courtney loved that on YouTube.
Well, I didn't, okay? So in the end of the episode,
yes.
Rafa, she sold back the demolition droids to the blue Twi'lek. She got enough credits to pay back Pintu,
right?
The guy who came and was looking for the payment, who was voiced by Bobby Moynihan.
Right.
Ahsoka then decides to leave as the two sisters make a plan for the future. So Ahsoka's going to get on her bike. She's caused enough problems here. She's going to take off. So it sounds like this is like a one-off episode, but we know it's not.
No, it's not. I think their paths will cross again.
Oh, in the next episode?
Well, absolutely. But that's what I mean. Like, yeah, she might be saying she's leaving, but something's going to happen, and Ahsoka's going to need to step in.
Mm-hmm.
You already see it happening in your head.
So it was a nice ending that didn't leave a cliffhanger. And sometimes those are more fun because when you think it's over, bam, a whole new adventure starts.
Okay.
Which will be airing this Friday, March the 27th, and that is the episode Deal or No Deal. And in this episode, Trace makes a rash decision after learning what they are transporting is for the Pike Syndicate. Oh.
We know all about that from Solo.
Yes, we do.
Whoa, things are connecting.
Yeah, and I'm so glad they're reintroducing the Pikes back into the Clone Wars.
So this is interesting because these couple of episodes seem to really center, I mean, even though Ahsoka is our centerpiece, Trace is really having a character journey here.
I think it's all about Trace. Mm-hmm. Because you have on one side, it's like the id and the super ego.
Oh, yeah.
You have the ego in the middle, mm-hmm. who's got to decide which path she wants to follow.
Yeah, does she want to follow her sister Rafa, who...
is a Slytherin?
Yeah. Or does she want to follow Ahsoka, who's more the Gryffindor?
Wow. Way to tie the franchises in.
Nice. Well, we look forward to Friday, March 27th.
Let's read that one line again. Trace makes a rash decision after learning what they are transporting is for the Pike Syndicate.
Whoa. Is that better?
Yes.
Man, I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me. Okay, so
great comments, people. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Courtney says, she didn't say that. I like that she was finally face to face with people who did not look kindly on the Jedi. She definitely had some reservations about the order she grew up in. I thought it was a huge moment.
Mm-hmm.
While fanboy theory, says Paul Miller, the young Twi'lek that saw Ahsoka use the Force is Hera.
Huh. What time period is this?
Oh,
Cool.
Because we meet Hera in about 10 years.
Right. So she could be, she'd younger. Cool.
So, in Rebels, she'd have to be 15.
We love wild fan theories.
Yeah. That's a good fan theory.
Yeah.
Still want to see my Kenner animated show.
I know.
Not knowing that how Dave Filoni is back, is in the midst of all of this, and with Jon Favreau, and people have been posting a lot about these Kenner action figure cameos. Yeah, who's this say?
I want to see Detours on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Detours.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so
they have Disney owns those shows, the Detours shows.
I know.
They're right there. They're ready to air.
Yes.
So at this point, just do it.
Do it. Mm-hmm. All right, Richard. New video.
Oh, okay.
Next. All right. Well, besides the Clone Wars, we have something else we want to share. Richard?
So, if we can't go to Disneyland, then we'll bring Disneyland here to our living room. So, has everyone seen the DIY Disneyland attractions that people have been making at home? And these are the videos where people are recreating Disneyland rides in the comforts of their own home.
Yeah.
Hashtag social distancing.
Well, yeah, and if you just search the hashtag homemade Disney, you'll see a bunch of these, like all over the internet.
It was a really fun one for Pirates of the Caribbean, one for Splash Mountain. I just saw one today for teacups.
Was there a Haunted Mansion?
Yeah, the Haunted Mansion,
yeah.
That's right, yeah. And these are really, really fun, and you'll see a lot of these on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Still not really sure what TikTok is.
We should put ours on TikTok, Richard. Oh.
We should, but they only allow up to 15 seconds of video.
I know, so we can tease it on TikTok.
Oh, that's very, very true.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
And believe me, do not get sucked down the TikTok rabbit hole. I've lost hours and hours going through each video because they're 15 seconds and, okay, what's the next one? What's the next one? And most of them are just people lip syncing.
Oh boy.
But
yes.
People are posting these new home Disney rides on TikTok and YouTube, and we thought, you know what? We have some time today. Let's bring Star Tours home.
Let's bring Star Tours home. But wait, Star Tours needs a lot of people to ride this ride. And there's only 2 of us.
Yeah. We made our own people.
What do we do? Want me to show? I'll show the Skytubers.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of resources here since we have a party event company. So we pulled together some of our resources and made our own people. And I was pretty sure at this time I would be Rebel Spy. I was pretty sure this was going to be my time. And, well, did I make it? Watch the video and see for yourself. All right, here comes Sarah with our new friends. There's Styrofoam Head number 1, Draculaura, and Styrofoam Head number 2. Which wig is this?
It's the one I use when I need a random wig.
There you go. There's our new friends.
Yeah, so head to YouTube, you guys, and it's in our Disneyland Resort Magic playlist. But if you just click on videos, you'll see that one that popped up.
So my question to everyone is, do you want us to do more of these videos?
Let us know. And which attraction?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing Star Tours, so we want to do more, but we want you Skywalkers to tell us which rides, which attractions you want us to recreate. How about another one where I won't be picked for anything? Glenn Stein says it was a great video. What planets did you visit? We visited Crate, we visited Endor, we visited Long Beach.
Oh, I think he commented on our video that we didn't really visit any planets.
We visited a lot of planets.
But we had characters. And then
we visited the planet of pajamas.
And then we had our Star Trader gift shop at the end.
Yes.
It was cute. Thank you guys also, those of you who commented on it already and shared it.
If you haven't watched it, please watch it and share it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes. Rise of the Resistance, Kelly says.
Oh, I know. That would be fun. And Smuggler's Run, too.
The gift shop was great. I wasn't sure if that was too subtle.
I thought that was cute. Did the Baby Yoda shirt help with the gift shop aspect? Well, you know, what other household has, what are those called?
Mannequins?
No. For the gift shop. For the gift shop.
Oh, display cases.
Display cases. I mean, that's gift shop right there.
Yeah, we pull all of our resources.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
All right. Yeah, so let us know, Skywalkers.
I kind of want to do a Haunted Mansion one, even though it's already been done.
Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. Ooh.
Oh.
Or just
Not
the
the
Indiana
third-
Jones ride,
yeah.
too, would be fun.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of snakes. Oh.
We got the costume.
I know, we do.
We have boulders. Don't ask me why we have
Oh my
boulders.
God, we've got...
Yes, we do.
Dude!
Okay. Check.
Oh, we should have done it at the end of the video.
Do what?
Star Tours at home.
Check.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Mission Breakout.
Yeah. Mission Breakout is another fun one.
Oh, but I like the Indiana Jones ride.
Rise of the Resistance will be fun and we're really involved, but
Yeah.
that hasn't stopped us before.
Well, it depends on how long Disney's closed. We'll figure it out. All right.
I want to keep making these videos though.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, I almost want to say, everyone come on over and we'll do it together, but
We can't.
hashtag social distancing.
Yes. What is it? Quarantine.
Quarantainment?
Quarantine.
Quarantine, yes.
Isn't that cute? Like the team. Okay.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
Yes.
All right, Legacy of Skywalker, take one.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Why did I jinx it by saying take one? I've never been to Disney, so seeing your Disney at home would be awesome. Says hey Jess. Jess just joined us. Hey there. Oh Jess, you're gonna like this episode. Hey snakes, had to be snakes. Wow, the imagination is running wild. We shot a little bit outside, out in our front porch, and neighbors are walking by like, "What are you guys doing now? What's with all these styrofoam heads?" We freaked people out. I love all episodes. Oh, well, thank you, Jess. Thank you very much.
I feel better now.
Where'd you go? What'd you do?
Wash my hands.
Good. Good.
It had been 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yay, Jess. Oh, good. Stick around. All right.
Yeah, it's not a virus thing. It's, you know, when you drink something, you get a little bit of
Yes, that little water in there.
stuck right in your trachea.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're batting 1,000 here today.
Here we go. One of the highlights on the Rise of Skywalker digital release were the bonus features, and this included a 2-hour plus documentary, The Skywalker Legacy. Wait a minute.
How excited are you about this?
See, now I get it in my head. Is it Legacy of Skywalker or
which one is it?
It's the Skywalker Legacy.
Yeah.
But in my
You wrote this wrong here.
Yes,
That's it.
That's
Okay.
Dang it.
You had it right.
Yeah, I did.
So
All
now
right.
you can just go there. Been loads of meh.
Okay. One of the highlights on the new Rise of Skywalker digital release were the bonus features, which included a 2-hour plus documentary, The Skywalker Legacy. There have been loads of really great Star Wars documentaries over the decades, like Empire of Dreams, I Am Your Father, From Star Wars to Jedi, The Making of a Saga, and the list just goes on and on and on.
It does, yeah. And now the Skywalker Legacy is right up there with the best of them. Richard, are you excited about it?
I was very, very excited about this because it was 2 hours plus.
I know, you're so cute. Yeah. Yeah, and this isn't just a behind-the-scenes look at the making of The Rise of Skywalker, but what's cool about it is it makes great parallels to the filmmaking techniques with the classic original trilogies. Yeah, and there's so much new footage too from those classic trilogies,
When we
like
say-
behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, when we say new, we have to put that in quotes.
Oh, well, yeah. It's behind the scenes, but it's way back then. Yeah, including quotes from Carrie Fisher, which I loved, and oh, it was so amazing.
However, there's no mention of the prequels. There's no footage. There's no outtakes.
Honestly, I
So-
think this is because the makers of the new sequel trilogy were all original trilogy fans, so the prequel trilogy wasn't their like touchstone.
But still, it's included in the Skywalker legacy. It's a third of the Skywalker legacy.
I know.
So I get a demerited a point for that.
Okay, out of how many points?
Out of 10.
Okay.
Now, how many more points will we deduct? Can't say, but I'm
Or
gonna
add?
I'm gonna spoil it by saying there's no other points that will be deducted. No other points that will be deducted because this was an awesome documentary.
It was, and you know what? We have a lot to talk about here, so we've kind of grouped it. So, Richard, the beginning.
Let's start at the very start.
Let's start at the very beginning. Is that a very good place to start?
I was shocked and so happy that this documentary began in 1982 and the making of Return of the Jedi.
Buttercup Valley.
Yep. And there were lots of footage that I've never seen before, like fans waiting outside the fence of the sail barge set, talking with the crew.
That was cool.
Yeah.
They sounded just like us too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And there's Howard Kazanjian not interviewing, but talking to these fans like, why are you here? Why are you big Star Wars fans? And I want to know where they keep finding this footage. That's my big question, my big takeaway. Where do you keep finding this stuff?
Okay, Seinfeld.
Now, we were just there in Buttercup Valley visiting this location.
The Imperial Sand Dunes.
Imperial Sand Dunes in Buttercup Valley, California. So when we saw this footage, like, oh, we were right there. Not saying we took some of the sand home because you can't take sand from national parks, but you know.
Yeah, we didn't do that at all.
So here's a couple of fans now talking about Star Wars, their love, and the future of Star Wars.
Pardon me, my goodness. I've got a good one for this.
Okay.
So now, Richard, you mentioned that this documentary contained parallels to the original trilogy. So can you go into some of these that you saw?
Yeah, they would show footage of the original heroes like Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, and Ben Kenobi in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and this behind the scenes footage, and they would show crew members shaking the cockpit set using 2x4s and bouncing the ship on a lever going up and down, and they would cut to footage of the Rise of Skywalker, the making, and the same thing, where you would have some crew members shaking the hull of the Millennium Falcon.
Wow.
Only this time around, the actors in the cockpit had these big digital 4K walls to look at, so they could see what their characters would be looking at.
That's amazing.
Whereas originally, you had Harrison Ford looking at a guy with a tennis ball on the end of a stick.
Look, there's the Death Star.
Exactly. So I love the fact that they kept doing this, and they would do it again with Daisy Ridley's training, and they would cut to Mark Hamill's training as he was training for martial arts and fencing, and just to see Daisy Ridley rehearsing her lightsaber moves with Mark Hamill rehearsing his lightsaber moves, it just touched those nostalgic nerves.
It was really cool.
Yeah, and then they would also do it with bloopers. So there's Hux. What's his name?
Domhnall Gleeson?
Domhnall Gleeson just messing up lines, just forgetting characters' names and such, and cutting to Harrison Ford forgetting his lines.
Flying through a trash. What is it?
Going through a supermarket.
Not a supernova. Oh, so cute.
So the fact that they had written this to parallel the beginning and the end. Oh, I just fell in love. Absolutely. I fell in love with this documentary. And if I could legally marry this documentary in the same state where I could also marry my sweetie wife, what are you looking at? It'd be a whole new show in a whole new world. Let's move on, shall we?
I think you need to go out of my office now.
All right, Sarah, give me one of your highlights from this documentary.
You know, I like your metaphors, but sometimes they go too far. Okay. Well, like a standout moment? Is that what you're talking about?
Sure. Okay, yeah. Give us one of your favorite standout moments.
Okay. So I really love that they've found this old footage. Like, as cool as it is to see behind the scenes of the new movies, like, just finding this footage from Carrie Fisher and what Carrie talks about Princess Leia's character back in the 80s. Like, I just thought this was so cool.
And that she wishes she could be more like Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And just taking charge.
Oh, yeah. And I think, I mean, over the years, Carrie Fisher really learned how to do that. So it's just...
in more ways than one.
Yeah, exactly. And to inspire others. So just like General Leia does. So that was amazing. I just, that moment touched me. What about you?
All right. I have a standout moment, and this involved another female part of the crew. And hold on.
Is someone here?
Sometimes there was like kids playing out in our like yard. I thought I heard someone right outside the window. Okay. So one of my favorite standout moments came when they would look at the stunt coordinator. Her name is Eunice Huthart. And they would show her as she is coordinating these stunts with Daisy Ridley. And I love this part. It really stuck out to me because this woman, she's got so much energy and so much intensity.
Yeah.
As she is going over these stunts and what to do to be safe and how Daisy should move in the air as she's running, and just the way she's almost like I would call her a stunt director.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's directing the stunts. She's directing the actors as they're performing these stunts. And just her energy and her tenseness as they're shooting the scenes. You can see her looking at a monitor, and she's doing the movements that Daisy's doing. And it's funny to see like the crew looking at her as she's getting into these stunts.
Yeah.
That she spent months and months coordinating. Now here's the moment.
And training too, yeah.
I would feel very safe having this woman around, and she's like 50 years old, but she can move.
Oh, yeah.
She's not someone that you would ever think couldn't. She's not someone who you would think, okay, she's this small woman who couldn't do any of this stuff. She's just incredible.
Yeah, ball of muscle.
Yeah. So I would say that was one of my favorite parts of the documentary. And I think because of her personality and her energy, they had to focus on that.
Definitely.
We've had a lot of other stunt coordinators before who's never gotten this much attention in a documentary like this.
Yeah, I too was really blown away by Eunice. I thought it was great. All right, do we have any surprises? Something that surprised us about these behind the scenes stories?
You know what you would think? No, I can pretty much. No, I pretty much have it all. I got it all down, which I've read all the behind the scenes stories and the Easter egg articles that came out when the film came out. But what could surprise me? Oh man.
A lot?
Man.
Yeah, your list here is...
Yeah, we have a list. We won't go through them all because we want you to experience these as you're watching this documentary. So Sarah, what was one of your biggest surprises during this?
Okay, so I really loved, anything with Ralph McQuarrie, his art and stuff that's inspired by his artwork just really thrills me. I don't know why. I love his Darth Vader with the really long snout and things like that. Well, I was thrilled to learn that the Ralph McQuarrie artwork that he had done before, I think even Star Wars came out, was an inspiration for the Emperor's Throne. And I don't know what it was meant to be.
He was doing concept drawings for Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Yeah, he's just doing concept drawing, and this little spidery thing in the background turned into the Emperor's Throne here on Exegol, and I just thought that was so cool.
That was a sketch he had done in like a couple of minutes, just
Oh, yeah.
throwing out ideas.
Yeah.
And now look where it is.
We sat on it.
Yes, we did. At the press screening.
It wasn't very comfortable.
Well, it's made out of fiberglass.
I know.
Now, a big surprise that I had learned was that a First Order officer seen in the conference room where Kylo Ren comes in and slams Bulio's head on the table, she is Sally Guinness, the granddaughter of Alec Guinness.
Right.
Oh, that was awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, and this is in line with other actors' kids or relatives being in the Star Wars films. Like Mark Hamill, his son Griffin was a Naboo guard in The Phantom Menace, and all three of his kids were in The Last Jedi. They were Resistance officers on Crate. And in Rise of Skywalker, we see Warwick Davis' son Harrison as Wicket's son.
Aww.
and Carrie Fisher's daughter,
Of course.
Lieutenant Connix.
Yes.
In these new sequel films. So I love when you get generational actors in these films. I just love that. And so when I saw that Sally Guinness was in this, like, oh, I love this tradition.
That's really cool.
You can't forget Dennis Lawson's nephew,
Oh,
Ewan
yeah.
McGregor.
No, right. Duh. Of course.
And I'm sure there's many more. Well, I can think of more, but let's move on.
Okay, well, one of my favorite surprises was the fact that, Babu Frick is so cute, and we got to see him being puppeteered.
Yeah.
But one of the puppeteers was a surprise, and it was the actress who does the voice of Babu Frick. It was Shirley Henderson, was on set controlling his mouth with a little, joystick. How cool was that?
And as they say in the documentary, that never happens. And
No.
having puppeteered many puppets in my life for films, you never have the actor controlling the mouth. They may be there to deliver lines, but they're not puppeteers.
Right.
And there's certain union laws and rules where you can't really do that. So they must have tapped Hartley her into the guild to be a puppeteer.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that she was the puppeteer for the mouth mechanism for Babu Frick, yeah, that was very, very a great behind the scenes little nod that I love to see too.
Yeah. Is there one other thing maybe you want to mention?
Oh, there's a couple more I want to mention.
Are you sure? Well, shouldn't we leave some for the Skywalkers?
We'll leave a lot for the Skywalkers.
Okay.
But one thing I want to mention that's pretty much aimed just for that's pretty much special for me. And we see Mark Hamill pop up a lot in the documentary. He went to the scoring sessions when John Williams was conducting the orchestra for this soundtrack. He was in the creature shop. Mark Hamill loves creatures, so he was in the creature shop seeing all the creatures being built. And then he just happens to mention that he did one of the pours on the Yoda puppet for The Empire Strikes Back. And that ties in with Nick Maley, who we had on the show last week, how he made Yoda, but Nick never mentioned that.
Yeah.
So what that means is you have these big foam guns, and the foam makes the skin of the creatures.
Okay.
So you got to pour it into the injection holes of the mold, and that's how the foam wraps around the core and makes the skin. So knowing that Mark Hamill made one of the Yoda puppets, made the skin. That's why I said this is special just for me, because it adds an extra layer on Yoda. Now that we've talked to Nick and heard all these behind the scenes stories, and now here's one more story that Mark Hamill had poured some foam into Yoda.
So we need to watch Empire Strikes Back, clearly.
Yes.
All right, anything else?
Yeah, something else that this is not a big spoiler for the documentary, but they went into the scene in the sand tunnels on Pisana and in the snake. They went into the scene where Rey had to confront that big snake.
Right.
And they made that into a big, actual, physical puppet.
And that was so cool to see.
And then they said that they were going to replace it with a CG puppet. Well, I can tell you, a puppet that big as that snake, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Plus, you need the puppeteers on set to control it. Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Which producer let this one by?
I don't know.
Because, well, I know on set you need, for the actors, it helps so much when you can actually see what it is that you're reacting to.
Right.
And that was one of the biggest complaints for, like, Natalie Portman or Ewan Ewan McGregor on the prequels that they were running around shooting at guys in blue and striking down with their lightsaber. But now they're seeing it, but maybe they could have made something out of like cardboard or styrofoam. Not something that was like airbrushed.
Oh, I know.
So I thought that was
Sculpted, molded.
wow.
Yeah.
That was a big surprise for me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can I mention one more? One more? Okay.
All right.
I won't.
Leave it for them.
Yeah, we'll leave some things for the Skywalkers.
Because we still have to go over some favorite parts.
Oh, okay.
Which is different than favorite moments for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. All right. Yeah.
We just want to drag this out because we really want to talk about this.
Oh, I've got a favorite part coming up.
Okay, well, tell us.
Okay. Well, at about an hour in the documentary, 7 minutes in the documentary, they mention the John Williams scene where John Williams plays a cameo in Babu Frick's, what place
Tavern.
is this? Tavern? Is that what it is? Yeah. And so if you look where John Williams is placed, he's the bartender, and all around him are these like metallic metal objects. Well, these are all Easter eggs from all of his 51 Academy Award nominations in the film. And the first one I recognized was Hook from Hook. It was a hook.
But you just recognized it in the documentary. You didn't see it in the film.
No, not in the film.
Okay.
I think we'll have to see the film again and
Yeah.
pause it to see. But in the documentary, they really gave us close-ups and showed a lot more of his section. So I think the documentary is where to find all this.
Boy, talk about making a guy feel welcome.
I know, yeah. So J.J. Abrams was so excited to bring John Williams on set, and he was like showing him all these things. Like, there was barrels from Jaws.
Little yellow barrels.
There was E.T.'s ship. There was landmines from Saving Private Ryan, and some dog tags on those. There was also a corncob pipe. I'm not sure what that's from, but there was a book from The Book Thief.
And on the book, it was written The Book Thief, but in Arabic.
Oh, cool. Yeah. There was a whip. A whip is hanging on the wall. Like, you can probably see that in the film from Indiana Jones, obviously. There was the iron from Home Alone. So the iron that falls on your head. Like, oh my God. And then Anakin's pod racing goggles. And you saw, Richard, 2-1B from Empire Strikes Back. And oh my God, it was so amazing. And J.J. Abrams, like, I love this quote from him about John Williams. And he says music, it's his superpower and his insane humility. So I just want to do that quote.
Okay. Yeah, I can say that's definitely a huge highlight of the legacy of Skywalker, of the Skywalker legacy documentary, is that whole John Williams part.
Mm-hmm.
There's a separate featurette that's included with just the digital sales on the Rise of Skywalker. You get this little special, the John Williams featurette, which is really cool.
Well, that's about the scoring session.
Yes,
But this was about the set when John Williams was on set. So it's like totally two different things.
I was just saying.
Yeah, oh, I know. And then I just have to share this quote from John Williams on what film music is about. He's just so eloquent. And I forget what he says, but I just loved it. It's at 1:10.
Okay.
So we'll put it in.
Okay, do you...
right here.
Okay. So I recorded the whole bit in one big chunk.
All right, well.
All right.
I'll share it on the show. Okay, so Richard, did you have a favorite part or parts?
Yeah, when they went into the making of the Festival of Ancestors on the planet of Pisana, that's when you have all the Aki dancing. And when we had Mike Quinn on the show, Mike Quinn, who was Nine Numb, and he said that he had puppeteered a lot of these creatures, he had said that they had shot the puppet show that these little Aki children are watching.
Like he was involved in that.
He was a puppeteer for this scene. He puppeteered the little Aki children, and they shot the whole thing. But, do I have to demerit this for not including the whole puppet show in this documentary? Because they didn't show the whole puppet show.
Well, what they should show is a puppet show in the bonus features as its own thing.
Very much so. Very much
they
so.
Should.
Yeah.
They should.
And they didn't, so...
There's a demerit?
Yeah, I gotta demerit them for that.
Okay. But it was so cool after having just talked with Mike Quinn to all of a sudden, oh, there he is in the documentary. And he's talking about how they had to be in this trench underground in the desert to puppeteer the little baby,
The Aki children.
the Aki children, yeah, and they worked like actual puppets where you put your hand up them, and here's Mike Quinn saying that they had to do a sweep for scorpions each morning before the guys were let in. Ooh.
Yeah, so Mike Quinn had said that before the puppeteers had gone down to the trenches to puppeteer the characters, crew had to go down there and make sure there were no scorpions down there because scorpions like the dark cold, and that's